Good evening. As Ron's just indicated, my role here is just to run through the planning policy position, really. I'm very conscious I'm talking to a planning committee as well, so bear with me if some of this is going over ground that you may already appreciate. I think it's worth starting at the top, really, in terms of planning policy hierarchy, which is national policy set out in the NPPF, the National Planning Policy Framework, which sets national strategic policy. And there's elements in there which then subsequently feed through to the local policy perspective in the currently adopted development plan. Specifically in terms of things within the NPPF is a focus on looking at regeneration within town centres, looking at promoting mixed-use developments, focusing development in sustainable locations, and looking at brownfield site opportunity and maximising and optimising that. Specifically in respect of town centres.
It's not a town centre.
Specifically in respect of town centres, national policy promotes competitive town centres and their growth. It expects local authorities to support town centre vitality and viability. And in doing so, it also recognises that residential can play an important role in the vitality of those centres.
Excuse me?
Now,
if you want to stand there, you should have got it earlier.
Sorry, but I'm just making sure it's set up so you can see it properly.
You've had your 4 minutes, haven't you?
At the local level, local policy is the development plan against which local planning applications are expected to be determined unless, I think, phrases, material considerations indicate otherwise. Here, the development plan constitutes, at the moment, two documents. One is the core strategy, and one is the development management policies. I think it's sites and policies plan 1. And in both of those plans, there is specific policy, again, which recognises the significance of town centres and town centre redevelopment, support for new mixed-use and retail proposals within those town centres as a way of encouraging competitive and stronger town centres. The core strategy also has an area policy specifically for Portishead, as well as Cleveland and Nailsea.
How many more?
And that refers to supporting shopping and town centre uses. And town centre uses in this context include retail, leisure, offices,
charity shops,
uses, tourism uses. The development management plan, which is part of the development plan, is the plan that defines that this site is part of the town centre.
It's not a
So
town
any-
centre. Get that to your head, it's not a town centre.
So
it's off the high street.
It's a village.
Can we have the presentation, please?
When did you get us 4 minutes, Tyler?
4 minutes.
4 minutes, you told us.
And we live here.
So the town centre policy, which applies to the core strategy and the development management plan, applies here within this site as the site being part of Portishead Town Centre. That then brings us on to the final part of what would be the development plan, because it's not yet part of the development plan, because it's still emerging, which is the site allocations plan, which I don't intend to go into detail because I'm sure you're all aware of it, and there has been hearings through the summer. We have made representation on behalf of our client Standard Life to those, and we took part in the hearings. And those hearings have effectively now been suspended while North Somerset Council look at their housing provision. At the moment, the emerging policy for the site as an allocation maintains that it is proposed as a mix of employment uses, retail, leisure, cafes, bars, restaurants, and that it's proposed to use the phrase some residential.
Well, 7 stories high.
Mixed-use approach, town centre uses as part of a regeneration of the town centre. Fits with national policy, fits with the development plan, and is in accordance with policy, as far as I can make out. That's all.